This episode is sponsored by the Kirtland Partnership Committee, your community partners supporting the powerful missions based at Kirtland Air Force Base. From the 377th Air Base Wing and 58th Special Operations Wing to AFRL, Space Force, NNSA, and Sandia National Labs, Kirtland is a national asset with global impact, and it's all happening right in your backyard. Learn how KPC helps grow missions and support the people behind them at kpcabq.org.
From the Albuquerque Journal, this is the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Thursday, August 7th. Here's what we're covering on today's episode. A wrongful death lawsuit has been filed in connection with the tragic death of 5-year-old Zanique Burnham in Silver City. In March of 2024, Grant County deputies discovered her unresponsive in a trash-filled one-room trailer home, partially under her nearly unconscious parents. She had died from carbon monoxide poisoning after coal was burning indoors for heat. Tests later revealed methamphetamine in her system and her 7-year-old brother's, who was also found dehydrated and suffering from pneumonia. The lawsuit, filed on behalf of the surviving brother, alleges the New Mexico Children's Youth and Families Department, or CYFD, failed to protect the children despite receiving at least 5 reports of abuse and neglect in the 8 months before Zanique's death. Just 3 months prior, CYFD reportedly warned the parents about unsafe heating methods, but took no effective action. The agency allegedly failed to follow its own investigative protocols, repeatedly ignoring signs of abuse and unsanitary living conditions, and also failed to remove the children from the home. The home had no running water or propane, and the family had previously been evicted from a Quality Inn for extreme filth. CYFD was aware of the family's meth use, past carbon monoxide incidences, and physical injuries to the children, but still allowed them to remain in parental custody. After Zanique's death, 8 CYFD staff members from Silver City's offices were reportedly fired, according to the lawsuit. The boy was later placed with his grandmother, but CYFD allegedly removed him in retaliation after she spoke out about the agency's failures. CYFD has since been moving towards reunification with the mother, despite her reported meth use the night before her daughter's death. The case underscores long-standing criticisms of CYFD and comes as the state begins implementing reforms, including a newly established child advocate office aimed at providing accountability and child safety. A power outage that affected hundreds of residents in Gallup and parts of McKinley County was caused by an explosion behind the community pantry on Tuesday afternoon. Gallup Police Chief Aaron Tolida Pablo said the explosion occurred around 4:03 p.m., causing a fire in nearby vegetation and causing a widespread electrical outage. Power was fully restored around 8 p.m. after crews replaced fuses and rebuilt underground service to the pantry. The explosion was reportedly linked to a transformer failure behind the pantry, where food delivery trucks were parked. Executive Director Alicia Perez, who was in her office when it happened, said she was relieved the fire didn't spread to the vehicles, which are essential to food distribution to the 40,000 people the pantry serves each year. The outage affected not only Gallup, but extended as far east as Thoreau and Crown Point and north to Yatahay. Customers under the Continental Divide Electric Cooperative were also impacted. The cooperative reported that the blackout stemmed from a P&M transmission line issue affecting a substation in Smith Lake. The power in that region was restored by 7:52 p.m. In addition to the outage and the pantry fire threat, Gallup firefighters also responded to 2 residential fires on Mariana Avenue near the Gallup Indian Medical Center. The fires broke out just after 5 p.m. and produced heavy smoke, prompting concern among neighbors. No injuries were reported, and both homes were unoccupied at the time. The cause is still under investigation, with conflicting reports about whether the fire began on a porch or is linked to the power coming back on. City fire and electric officials have not yet released detailed statements regarding the fires. The community pantry did remain closed on Wednesday for cleanup and to restore food services, but staff did assure the public that food distribution will continue soon. Santa Fe City Councilor Amanda Chavez is suing Santa Fe Public Schools and former Superintendent Hilario Larry Chavez for alleged sexual harassment during her time as an assistant principal with the district. The lawsuit, filed Monday in First Judicial District Court, seeks unspecified compensatory damages and attorney's fees. Amanda Chavez first made the allegations public in February of this year, prompting Larry Chavez's resignation later that month. The two are not related. According to the lawsuit, the harassment began in spring 2021 when the two first met. Amanda Chavez alleges that Larry Chavez repeatedly made unwanted sexual advances and attempted to establish a romantic relationship with her in the workplace, advances she consistently rejected. The suit claims Larry Chavez's behavior included inappropriate personal comments, such as saying Amanda's name reminded him of his wife, whom he called a, quote, nightmare. Following her rejections, Amanda Chavez says she noted her opportunities for professional advancement within Santa Fe Public Schools were being systematically blocked. She ultimately resigned from her position on February 14th. The school district has not yet formally been served with the lawsuit and has declined to comment. Larry Chavez, who has led the district since 2020, has also not responded publicly. However, he has filed a separate lawsuit against the district and its school board, alleging that their handling of the allegations violated state law. Santa Fe Public Schools appointed a new superintendent in May to replace Chavez. Federal investigators are working to determine what caused a tragic medical transport plane crash on the Navajo Nation in northern Arizona that killed all 4 people on board. The victim, 2 pilots, a flight nurse, and a paramedic, were based in Albuquerque and en route to pick up a patient at the Indian Health Service Hospital in Chinle, Arizona. The aircraft, a Beach King Air 300, owned by CSI Aviation, crashed near Chinle's airport before the patient was on board. CSI Aviation, a carrier known for its spotless safety record, expressed devastation over the loss, calling the crew, quote, more than just colleagues, and honoring their courage and dedication. The crash has deeply impacted New Mexico's medical community, where the crew members regularly served in hospitals across the region. The cause of the crash remains unknown, but aviation experts have pointed to a few possible contributing factors. Chinle sits at an elevation of over 5,500 feet, and on the day of the crash, temperatures reached 95 degrees, conditions that could reduce aircraft performance, especially at takeoff. However, experts noted that the King Air 300 is a powerful plane, and the aircraft should have burned off enough fuel to not be overweight for landing. Another factor under consideration is the weather. At the time of the crash, wind gusts reached up to 28 knots, which could have posed a threat for Chinle's narrow 60-foot wide runway. The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, has recovered the cockpit voice recorder and will analyze it in Washington, D.C. as part of the broader investigation. Officials will also examine weather data, aircraft maintenance records, flight logs, and air traffic control communications to piece together exactly what went wrong. Air medical transport is vital across the Navajo Nation due to limited advanced care facilities. The Chinle Airport is one of several small airports operated by the tribe across its vast 27,000 square mile reservation, which is the largest of any Native American tribe in the United States. Hospital leaders across northern New Mexico are expressing serious concerns over impending federal cuts to Medicare and Medicaid, warning of reduced access to care in rural communities that are already struggling with limited services. However, they are cautiously optimistic that a newly established $50 billion Rural Health Transformation Fund, created in the same July tax bill that imposed the cuts, might provide some relief. At a meeting Wednesday at the new Christa St. Vincent Cancer Center in Santa Fe, hospital administrators from Espanola, Las Vegas, Los Alamos, and Santa Fe gathered with U.S. Senator Ben Ray Lujan to discuss the dual impacts of the legislation. Leaders emphasized that the cuts could jeopardize women's health, behavioral health, and emergency care across areas that are already underserved. Brenda Romero, who's the administrator at Presbyterian Espanola Hospital, stressed the essential role rural hospitals play as community lifelines. Tracy Stratton, CEO of Los Alamos Medical Center, noted the urgent need for more staff, beds, and services, and expressed hope that the new fund could help ease existing capacity issues. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, the Rural Health Fund could offset roughly a third of the projected $137 billion in rural Medicaid cuts over the next decade. Nationwide, Medicaid spending is expected to shrink by $911 billion. Dr. Mehmet Oz, administrator of the Centers for Medical and Medicaid Services, announced that applications for the new fund will open in September. Julia Rutan of the New Mexico Hospital Association said the state must quickly create a plan to apply. Hospitals also face challenges from the lower cap on hospital taxes, which will shrink New Mexico's ability to draw matching federal Medicaid funds. That fund, the state-directed payment program, is projected to drop from $1.5 billion to $400 to $600 million, which is a severe reduction. While White House Deputy Press Secretary Abigail Jackson praised the bill for benefiting the economy and American families, Democrats like Lujan and U.S. Representative Gabe Vasquez are raising alarms. Lujan also met with school officials to discuss cuts to SNAP food aid, while Vasquez visited Carlsbad Medical Center, where leadership warned that the new law could lead to more uncompensated and emergency care, further stressing hospital finances. The tax bill's healthcare provisions may become a key issue in the 2026 midterms, as all 3 of New Mexico's House seats and Lujan's Senate seat will be on the ballot. Early polls suggest the bill is very unpopular among voters. The Leading News is powered by the journalism of the Albuquerque Journal. If you enjoy hearing all of the stories we share with you here daily, please consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Journal by utilizing the discount code in our show notes. Every subscription helps support local journalism and allows us to provide you with the news that matters to you. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Isolated thunderstorms are expected tomorrow after 3 p.m., mostly sunny with a high near 100 degrees. As for the evening, isolated showers and thunderstorms are expected before 9 p.m., then more isolated showers between 9 p.m. to midnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 71. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. That's the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. We'll be back tomorrow.